Alright, so I think we've all had times where we have good intentions, you know, we're thinking we know what the plan is, and then our actions don't match up with our thoughts. So this brings me to my quote. It is human nature to think wisely and act foolishly, by Anton France. Today I'm going to give you an example of when I was with a couple buddies where this took place, and then another one where it was at school. And so one time, me and my buddies were going to a basketball game at our high school, and we didn't want to pay. It was like $10, and I mean we had it, but we're like, you know, we went to this school, we played for this school, we just didn't want to play. So we're like, all right, we're trying to think about how we can get in without paying, obviously. So we're like, all right, let's go around the back, and then let's see. There's like a back door. Let's see what we can do. Go around the back. So we walk around. It's pretty empty. We're like, oh yeah, we got it. We can do it. We walk in. We're free. We didn't pay. We get to the back door. We open it, and there's like a staff member right there, like, hey, you guys got to go through the front door. You guys have to pay. This is not an entrance. And we're like, you know, that didn't work. That didn't go as planned. So, and then another one was I was at school, and I was thinking, you know, I had a test that day. I forgot I had a test, and I didn't have a Scantron with me, and I was like, all right, well, you know, someone will have it in class. I'll have somebody to help me out. And so I get in, and I sit down. I ask the person next to me, you know, hey, I brought a Scantron. No, I was running late today. No, I don't have one, man. This guy next to me over here, he's like, hey, come on, man, help me out real quick. I didn't, you know, I thought I had it planned out. I thought I was thinking wisely, you know, a classmate would help me, but they just weren't. So I couldn't save the day that day. So this brings back to the quote where it is human nature to think wisely and act foolishly. Sometimes we think we know what our plan was, but in the end, I guess we never really thought it out enough. Thank you.
All right, Dominic, I thought you had a good forceful voice at the beginning of the speech. You did a nice transition to the quote. Ultimately, I kind of have to assume that you agree with the quote. You don't really say what your thesis or what your purpose is going to be, but that seems to be the inference that we're supposed to make. You have a little bit of a preview concerning those supporting points that you have. You only have a couple of examples that you're going to talk about, so that's okay. It's easy to follow. The individual points are fine. You've got some nice details on them. You tell the story and try and make it interesting. Sometimes, for instance, you even are acting it out a little bit. I like the character voices that you do and a couple of the gestures that are involved in that. The problem is that you're a little inconsistent about that. Once you break out of the speaking persona that you've got on and you're doing those characters, then you kind of fall into the trap of just wandering during the presentation. And you'll see, I think, probably a half a minute, 30, 40 seconds into the speech, you start pacing and you're just wandering around. Your body movements are not purposeful. You're shifting your weight constantly, and now you just look like you're meandering, looking for the next idea and not really focused on the audience at all, and I think that's a little bit problematic. I thought you started off pretty strongly with audience contact, but I'm sorry, it's way too distracting for me to be talking and having other people talking. I have a hard enough time keeping track of what I'm saying. So could you guys hold it down, please, while I'm trying to speak? This is all going on the video also, and nobody else wants to hear all of your conversation too. Well, maybe they do. I don't know. It might be fun to listen to later on. So your eye contact becomes problematic. Like I said, I thought you started off pretty well, but not too long into the speech, you just start looking down the whole time that you're speaking, and you've disengaged from the audience, and you're just up in front of them talking, not really engaging the audience in the presentation. I thought you got to the end pretty effectively. You reminded us of the point that you're trying to make, so I thought you did finish gracefully there. Thank you.